Are you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Welcome back to the Bayou 22 podcast. I do not remember what episode this is on.
I want to say
But
4.
I think it's
Or
episode 3. 4?
Well, this is a Christmas special. Let's call it that. And I am your host today, Infinite Repeat. And I'm joined with my two buddies, the Cosmic Cowboy and the Shugi.
Yo.
What
Shu.
up?
How you guys doing? How's life? How's the holidays been?
Good. It's cold.
Good. It's hot. I live in Texas. It is 80 degrees still. It doesn't. Yeah, it does
You're
not feel like
kidding,
Christmas right
dude.
now. Pretty much,
Yeah.
it's just dead trees. That's what a Christmas here is.
Are you away at school or no?
No, I came back like 2 weeks ago, and I don't know. I love Christmas, but it does not feel like Christmas. I've had like 3 white Christmases in my entire life.
So wouldn't this be the normal Christmas feeling for you, or are you just like indulged by the media of what Christmas should be with like snow and sweaters and all that to like be like, yeah, this never feels like Christmas?
Kind of more the media. I mean, I'm still wearing like t-shirts and shorts, and it's like a week from Christmas. It's not even like worth it to get hot chocolate right now.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not. What about you, Nate? How's Christmas for you?
I mean, I never saw snow until I was like 20, 19. I mean, like I was 19 years
Wow.
old probably.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, my Christmas was usually just home alone, and I just put my hands on the TV and imagine it's cold.
What the heck? That's so crazy.
But I don't like. I hate
That
snow,
concept.
so I don't miss it.
Why do you hate
It's
it?
terrible. I lived through like
Because of yellow snow?
3 blizzards. It's fucking shit.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. Like, a couple years ago, Texas got hit with, like, a giant snowstorm, and, like, my house's water pipes burst. And so the middle of our living room was just soaking wet for, like, a month.
You
That's
guys
pretty
have
rare.
had some terrible luck. I feel like Christmas for me is best when it's like 30 degrees. The snow is pretty wet, so you could mold it into a snowman, a snowball. You know, you could play in it without feeling too cold when it's like 30 degrees. It's nice. There's no wind chill. That's like perfect Christmas weather to me.
Nate, have you ever built a snowman?
No, not at all. Never got that.
I mean, the snowmen here are only, like, a foot tall for us. We can't really get that much.
I mean,
We gotta take out, like, a whole lawn to get there.
I mean, actually, no. I take it back. I used to live in Virginia, and it snowed when I was a kid, but I don't even remember that, to be honest. So maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I can't remember that.
Cosmic gets to actually have grand Christmases.
So why'd you bring us here all today, Nate?
Well,
What's the cause,
a
man?
couple of things. First off, I mean, we have to talk about the brand new Superman trailer that just came out. And considering that's also the end of the year, I figured we would go over our top 5 best movies or favorite movies that we've watched this year.
Okay.
But before that, let's talk about the Superman trailer that literally dropped today as we're recording. And
What did you think?
I thought it was great, to be honest. I mean, honestly, I would have been just fine with anything. I just needed to see something, because it's been a minute. It's been like, what, 10 years since Man of Steel came out?
Yeah, nothing related to Superman in a long
Well,
while.
Nothing, at least movie-wise, because I feel like we've had at least some good things. Superman, like we had the cartoon show on HBO Max. We had
He had a cameo in Black Adam. I think.
yeah, and
Greatest movie of the year.
there's I don't know if you guys watched Superman and Lois, the TV show.
No, but I've heard only good things.
It's pretty good. I haven't finished it yet, but the first 2 seasons are both pretty good. And there's been a pretty good Superman comic out recently, Absolute Superman. So
Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah, so not starving, but as far as the movies goes, we've been starving. But what'd you guys think of it?
For me, Well, when they initially announced it's going to be a teaser, I didn't think it was going to be so long. So when I woke up this morning and I saw it was like 2 minutes long, I was like, oh, dang, they're going to be showing a lot. But they didn't tell a lot. They showed a lot, definitely, with like villains and action and even his dog. They featured his dog, Crypto.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot more colorful than I thought. Well, it was just a big slap in the face of what I've been used to from the Man of Steel.
Right.
But if you were to ask me my initial opinions, I'd say I loved it. And the Crypto moment, for me, who has a dog named Crypto, it really moved me. I was like, that is so sad. The way he's like, Crypto, take me home. I was like, wow, like, where is this story
The only
going?
piece of dialogue in the entire trailer.
Yeah. So there was a lot to see. The kaiju monster, Lex Luthor, tons of heroes, Guy Gardner, the Green Lantern, which I was really excited to see. It seems like this movie has a lot to tell, and hopefully just one story to tell it through. You know what I mean? I don't want it to like be like Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man 2, where it was trying to mash a lot of things together that didn't really seem to go together.
Right.
Like how it was building the Sinister Six and then trying to tell a love story and try to do this and try to do that. Hopefully this is all woven like straightforward. But it's produced and I think directed by James Gunn, so I'm not too afraid. I'm super excited. The only thing that gets me is the collar of the costume. I just don't like the collar. I'm like, ugh. But to me, everything else looks perfect. I wouldn't change a single thing. And for the most part, I really like the colorful cast of characters. They seem more like comic booky, the way they look, the way they're like presented into the movie. It seems more like eccentric, which I really like. So if they're able to tell a serious story with these type of characters, then I'll be fully excited to see where it goes.
How about you, Shuki?
That's my...
I think it was great. I think it was dumb we got a teaser for the teaser. That made like zero sense to me, but I mean, out of the three of us, I probably know the least about Superman and the whole DCU universe kind of stuff. But for me, I mean, I think it looks great. I love the colors of it. I think it actually has like a visual flair, and I see a lot of people kind of dissing it.
Yeah.
Which I don't really get. I mean, like, I mean, it's been a while since I've seen Man of Steel, but like, I don't know. I just think it's more fun to have color, and I mean, I think that just fits James Gunn with like Guardians and stuff. But I'm excited for it. I mean, honestly, I probably know Crypto better than I do Superman just because of the show.
Wow.
I don't know.
Oh, really?
I just watched
TV
Crypto
show.
the Superdog.
Yeah.
I haven't
That's
seen
funny.
Superman the animated series. Like, when I saw Crypto, I was like, wow, this is hitting, because he looks great. Like, it really doesn't look like a CGI dog. I was telling these two guys, but I don't love Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, even though I don't know him that well. I don't know. Nicholas Hoult just is more like a goofy guy.
Comedy.
Maybe I haven't seen him enough in like serious roles, but he just doesn't fit that vibe to me. He's better than Jesse Eisenberg, but
Oh, by a mile.
Yeah. I need to hear him like yell for me to be convinced.
yeah.
Like I need him to get him.
I know
Get angry.
James Gunn was saying that like this movie doesn't really set up anything else.
Okay.
So I'm pretty
He said that?
Yeah, he came out as
Oh,
like,
that's good.
this is 100% just dedicated to this story. And
Good. That makes me happy.
I mean, I did hear also like there's no origin, like Lois and Clark know each other, Lex already hates Superman, so like we're just getting right into it.
I want to know why, though, because it seems like the whole world is full of heroes. Why target Clark Kent and Superman?
He's an alien. He's
Why
an
is
alien,
that
bro.
Does he go around announcing that I am not from this planet? I'm sure, like Guy Gardner. I mean, well, he's from the planet, but he's also like.
Well, like, usually, I don't know if they're gonna do this, but like in the comics, usually he gets interviewed by Lois. That's like the first thing that happens, and he tells people that he's an alien.
There's a lot of things in the trailer that I thought were like, if they're not going to tell the origin story, like the kaiju monster, I feel like that's going to be like, it's going to be part of a montage of explaining how he's been a hero. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, the very first shot where he's like beat up, I'm wondering like, is that the beginning of the movie or the end of the movie? Like.
I saw someone say that they think it's the beginning because James Gunn said it opens with like an action scene.
No, I feel like it'll be the middle of the movie.
That could be like at his lowest point.
Right, and he goes to the Fortress of Solitude, and then he's like feeling low that he can't compete with his morals, right? Something like that with Lois Lane. I mean, that's her part of the story that I know. Not that I know, that I've known throughout my life, is that her being human is like what keeps his moral ground.
Yeah. Or else to become a super
From
villain.
Injustice and stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm getting my knowledge from. So.
Yeah, well, Injustice is not. It's kind of not super. I like Injustice, but it's like, it's not. He wouldn't become an evil.
It's only a fun, it's only a fun story to me. It's not.
Yeah.
Like, I like hopeful Superman.
Yeah.
Do y'all have an opinion? I don't remember exactly what his name is, but like at the Daily Planet, he has like that younger kid kind of friend.
Oh, Jimmy Olsen.
Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah, I like that actor a lot. I don't know if that's like, if y'all have any opinions on that. Is Jimmy Olsen
honest,
like a big part of it? I actually don't really know anything about him.
I only know Nicholas Holt.
I don't know anything about the actor playing Jimmy Olsen, or like I didn't even notice the character in the movie, but I do know him from like that Superman TV show on Max right now. He's pretty funny. He seems like more like a little sidekick, you know?
Yeah.
Not to Robin's degree.
He's more of just like his first best friend in Metropolis type thing. So and like usually sometimes he's the first one to find out, sometimes it's Lois that finds out he's Superman, but they eventually both find out. So.
Were y'all digging the guitar instrumental kind of revamp of the old score?
Am I gonna be on? You want me to be honest? I thought it was kind of weird because I really like the new theme. I thought the new theme was really good, with the woman singing. I was like really feeling that, and then they did this like Christmas rock. I was like, okay,
The one thing I liked about Man of Steel was that theme. So that one's still kind of stuck in my head. The one thing I liked about Man of Steel. But
I'll miss Henry Cavill too. You know.
He had his chance. They blew it.
They did, yeah, for sure. Because he seems like such a dorky dude that like fully wanted to like embrace this Superman. I couldn't tell if they were directing him to be more serious all the time or that was just him. Because he seems super stoic all the time,
well,
even in like.
In the first, what was it? Who did the first Justice League before Zack Snyder came back and redid it?
Was it Jeff Johns?
No,
I'm sorry. That's
Josh Whedon.
Joss Whedon.
He was more goofy in that, and so it makes me feel like he could be a goofy Superman. But I don't know. I guess that was Zack Snyder wanted him to be more serious.
Should have let him grow the mustache out.
Right? Like,
that would have been crazy.
They spent all that money just to erase it. Like,
I feel like mustaches fit Superman. He just feels like stoic man to me.
Thank you. That's why it might be for Halloween this year. That Superman with a stash. So yeah, I thought it was really good. I'm just excited. It's like, man, they're fitting in so many heroes. I wonder how they're all gonna fit in. I wonder how Clark is gonna fit in.
Well, I'm wondering if the Justice League already exists, type thing. Because sometimes, like, they operate without like the big three, you know, like Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman.
Well, they were all. Have you seen the behind-the-scenes pictures of them shooting this movie?
Yeah, they all have like similar costumes, type thing.
Yes, and apparently they're all bought by Max Lord.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And
yeah, I couldn't remember if it was like Lex Luthor they're working for or someone else.
I'm not sure yet. You know, who knows? They might change it for the movie, but hopefully, the Justice League is the end game for it. That'd be really cool. But I know they announced recently that the next movie set to come out would be Supergirl.
Okay.
which I think is great. But like, I'm like, oh, okay, well then let's move away from the super family. Let's have. I thought they were gonna do Batman the Brave and the Bold.
Yeah.
I saw James say that the script just wasn't what he wanted for it right now, so I think he delayed it.
Really?
I think that script and one other one, I can't remember. It might have
All
been
I'm
The
hoping
Authority.
Is a young Robin.
Oh,
Yeah, and then they were like, well, oh, we're also gonna push forward a Bane movie.
Bane.
A Bane standalone. And
Well,
I'm
we're
like,
getting a
oh,
Clayface
no.
movie.
That's what it was. I'm sorry, not Bane. Clayface. Yeah, like, he's super interesting villain. Like,
I mean, that kind of, honestly, that doesn't really surprise me because they've been pushing him a lot. Because like,
really,
well, like he's in the cartoons, like he's in the Suicide Squad cartoon. I think he's in. Is he in Creatures?
Creature
Yeah, he's in
Commandos.
that.
I heard, yeah.
And I know in the comics they've been kind of making him more of a good guy. So
he's in that Suicide Squad like anime
Yeah.
show too.
yeah. So I feel like they've been trying to push him.
Is he the main villain for Matt Reeves' The Batman Part 2?
I know it's a really big rumor.
I figured it was going to be the
But-
Penguin, but
Isn't like a lot of people think that it could either be like the real like monstrous one or like the like original where it's just like a masked guy, kind of like a murderer.
I don't want anything to follow in suit of the Riddler. I mean, I think this is kind of weird, but I think they could do the Court of Owls really
Yeah.
well. If they want to keep this like non-fantastical version more grounded, then that'd be a cool thing to do.
especially with Matt Reeves' like aesthetic, like I feel like the Court of Owls would fit with his directing style.
Yeah, that's so. I would love to see that. I mean, like a lot of Batman's villains are like fantastical. So
Well, I could.
just I know they announced that they would keep it
Yeah.
separate, but I'm not sure.
I am excited for that dynamic duo movie with the two Robins.
Yeah, that
Oh,
animated.
Yeah.
Is it
I
who?
think that is
Which?
gonna
So
hit
it's
hard.
Dick Grayson. Did they say who the other Robin is? Jason
I
Todd.
think is it?
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
I just
I think that would be great.
I just want to see live action, live action Robin on the big screen.
Yeah, me too.
Like we're never gonna see Nightwing on the big screen.
No, I don't. Oh no, they're making Titans, aren't they?
Are they?
A live-action Titans movie.
Oh.
I know it's not Teen Titans. It's going to be Titans, so I assume that means Nightwing.
Because that's like, I mean, the Robins, that's so much stories that we're never going to get probably. You know, just all of them. like I get that people don't really like the idea of Batman and Robin, but like, that's so much history that you're not doing. I
Yeah.
don't need to see
No, I completely
Joker
agree.
again for the 10th time.
Nope, I
And if you
not
do,
either.
at least have him beat up Jason Todd.
At least have him kill a child.
I mean, is that too much? That. All right. Did you guys have anything else to say on the Superman trailer?
No, I want to hear your top 5 movies of the year.
All right, let's move on then.
That's what I'm dying to know.
Am I
Nate. I'm
am I
so
going
looking
for? Are we
forward.
doing one per person and then move on, or do I just do all 5 off the bat?
I think we should do one per person. Start with our 5s and go down.
All right, I could do that. Let me just get out my handy dandy notebook. So, like, this movie I think came out pretty early on in the year, and I mean I'm a big fan of horror movies, and I saw Abigail this year. I don't know if you guys saw that.
That's funny. That wasn't gonna be mine. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I got
Is
that
that
number.
that vampire ballerina thing?
Yeah,
Yes.
and
I did not see it.
I don't know why I really like the movie. It's so dumb, but I think that's just why I love it. It's just such a over the top ridiculous movie with a great cast of characters, and
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, that was just so fun. Like I feel like if that came out in the '90s, we would have like 6 movies right now, like a whole franchise.
Yeah.
But
the crew they without spoiling too much, the crew they built to like what's the premise of the movie without spoiling it? Just hold this little girl hostage who ends up being the vampire.
Yeah.
The crew they have to hold her hostage is just a really well-rounded group of characters that feel individualized and just feel like
They all bounce off each other really well.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a movie just to sit down with. Like, I would love to watch that with like a group of people and just have fun with that. My movie theater was packed when I saw that. It was packed, which very surprised me.
It was a lot earlier this year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I can't even remember when I saw it. April 25th.
Yeah, a lot of horror movies come out at the beginning of the year for some reason.
Yeah, I know. They what did they say? Like January is the garbage dump.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
of movies coming out. Is there any movie coming out in January this year or next year?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't.
There's a big one, I think.
Really?
Let me look it up.
Okay.
But yeah, that's
Yeah.
mine. I don't know if you want to go next, Cosmic. And
No, my fifth was.
oh,
Abigail.
nice. Okay.
No, it's same order too. Yeah, I felt like it was fun. There was like a middle part of the movie where I think like I feel like they didn't dwell too deep into horror as much as I wanted it
Yeah.
to. That's why it's my number 5. I'm not. It's nothing against the movie. It's just like there were some parts where I was like, you got to find this little girl. Okay, this will be cool.
Yeah, it's more comedy than it is scary.
Yeah, there was an actress in the movie. I can't remember her name now, but she also plays Ant-Man's daughter.
Yeah.
Kate Newman, something Newman.
Catherine Newton.
Catherine
Newton.
Yes. I like her as an actress, and I think she was fun for the movie, but the character they set her up to be was like too comedic and almost like kind of like conflicted with the tone for me.
Yeah.
If you know anything about her character, how it ends up, I was just like, oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun, but it's like I wanted to see a horror movie.
Yeah, it's definitely a movie you should. I remember watching I didn't see a single trailer for that, and I watched the trailer after that movie, and it's definitely a movie you want to go in blind as possible, because I think the trailer shows a little too much. But
yeah, if they never showed her as a vampire, then I think it would be
yeah,
more
but
interesting.
I don't even know. Like, it happens so early on too, but yeah, that's a really good movie.
All right, Shugi, Shu. What about you?
Okay, so I did not see as many movies as I wanted to this year, so honestly, this movie would definitely not be in my top 5 if I probably saw like one good movie. But I watched this at my college in a giant auditorium, and it was The Fall Guy.
Ooh.
And I do not think the movie is amazing by any means, but maybe I'm swayed just because it was such a packed theater. And so everything, especially like all college students, so like everything was just hitting, I think, the right stride. I don't know if y'all saw it or not.
I meant to, but I never got around to it.
Did you see it, Cosmic?
No, but I also meant to. It looked like a fun trailer with Ryan Gosling, right? And he's
Yeah.
Stunt double.
stunt man.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I only saw it because my org was putting it on, so I got it for free. But it's kind of a turn your brain off movie. I'll probably never watch it again in my life, but it's also Ryan Gosling just doing stupid stuff, and he kind of kills it doing stupid stuff, so it was a lot better of a time than I thought it was going to be.
He's such a funny guy, honestly. I'm glad he's getting like a lot of comedy roles, like with Barbie. He was really funny at that. I don't know if you guys ever saw like Crazy Stupid Love.
No.
Oh, you got.
I know the
it's
scene
a
where he
big
deal.
fights Steve Carell.
Yeah, you gotta watch that. That's like, he's so funny at that. Like, he's a really funny dude.
I really like the SNL thing that he did recently where he was Beavis and Butthead. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Nah, I haven't seen it.
It's like this one clip where he's dressed up. I can't remember if he's either Beavis or Butthead, but he's like standing behind this girl and he looks ridiculously dumb. And I think that's probably like one of the better SNL things that's done in like a decade. But yeah, I don't really have that much to say on the Fall Guy, honestly. I'm planning on catching up on a lot of movies, so it's not going to be top 5 probably, but we'll see.
All right, Nate, number 4.
Number 4 for me, I think I have to put Transformers 1 at number 4.
Oh, all right.
So it's like I feel like we've had a pretty good year for animated movies, to be honest, and this was an animated movie that I wasn't even looking forward to, because the trailer looked kind of dumb, if I'm being honest. But then everyone was hyping it up, so I eventually did go see it. And
that's the same story I have. Yeah.
But I was
exact same.
I was pleasantly surprised.
I was there opening night and the only one in the theater.
What? Really?
I hate Transformers, but like when it was animated and I heard it was so good, I was like, okay, I gotta give this a chance. Because everyone was like, it's like Romeo and Juliet, or not Romeo and Juliet, the guy that wrote Romeo and Juliet, Shakespeare.
Oh, okay, William Shakespeare. Shakespeare-esque.
Yes.
Yeah, I felt seeing it because I feel like we've had a bad run with Transformers, so I was just kind of hoping and praying, like, let this be good. And like the last like 30 minutes of that movie, like I wasn't sure about what's his name, Chris Hemsworth as Optimus Prime, but I think he really sold it near the end. Like as the movie kept going, like both him and I forget the guy playing Megatron, but their voices started to become more and more like the characters, and I really appreciated that. But
I think it's like weird for me to not hear Chris Hemsworth's voice as Thor or being Australian. So he like honestly really fit the role for me. But I mean, I also have like zero attachment to Transformers. So.
All right, yeah, that's my number 4. I know, Nick, you got yours?
I do, and it's gonna be a controversial one, okay?
Okay.
But it's What's Inside, featured on Netflix. And me and Nate both watched it, and we had slightly different opinions on it when we initially talked about it. But I'd have to agree more with Nate on this one. The first half really hooked me. When I was watching the first half, I was like, this concept seems so fun, so interesting, and the second half dropped me off. For those who may have not seen it, or even heard of it, it's kind of like college kids just swap bodies, you know, and they've all been in a friend group. There's a bunch of drama like between them all. There's a bunch of sexual tension, of course. They're young kids, and yeah, they swap bodies, and then it all of a sudden becomes a murder mystery.
Yeah, a very whodunit
off that premise.
Whodunit story.
So the beginning of it really did hook me, and then as the movie went on, it kind of just like lost its interest on what I thought it was going to be, because I really like the whole murder mystery aspect of it, but I felt like it was pretty dropped off when I don't know, you find out who done it. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to explain it. You find out more about these characters.
I don't know, like I think my problem with it is like I was comparing it too much to like Bodies, which is another movie I felt kind of similar to the.
And that was Pete Davidson's. Right?
Yeah.
Would you say Bodies is better?
I'll have to watch both of them again because like I haven't watched Bodies. I just remember thinking that movie was really funny, and because I mean both movies have like annoying friend group. It's like why are these people friends is the kind of thing, but like I feel like with Bodies it felt more, you understood why these kind of people would hang out with each other, like their toxic relationship made more sense in that movie, I guess, if that makes sense. But with this movie I just like they're all like in love with one another, and I'm just like, how did any of this work out? Like
yeah, no, I completely agree with you.
But I liked some of the production. Like I liked the lighting of the movie, and like they shot it in like a week or something apparently. It was a really quick movie they made, so that's pretty impressive.
And they only had like what 3 locations
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
The way they did flashbacks really interested me, and how they had like I liked when they kept correcting themselves too, as the flashbacks went on, and then it would change. But like, to be fair, I may be an idiot, but I had to watch the flashbacks like 3 times to understand who the characters were and why, like what they were doing. But once I understood it, it was very fun to follow along. And the one last thing I'll say about it from my interest in the movie was what they did with one of the influencer girls. One of the girls is like a TikTok influencer or something, and I thought the drama they did with her near the end was very interesting because it is very like, how do I explain? I don't want to explain it with spoiling it, but I just like what they did with the concept of someone here is famous and the rest aren't, and it's like, well, if you're gonna swap bodies, dang, who wouldn't want to be like a celebrity? What were you gonna say?
The only thing I just couldn't. It just took me out because I'm like, there's like 3 guys and 3 girls, and the main premise is swapping bodies. Very convenient that no one ever goes into a girl's body and a guy and a girl never goes into a guy's body, because then people start making out, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like.
One thing that was also weird is they were swapping bodies. Oh shoot, where was I gonna go with this? Nate, I had such a good. Oh, okay. No one was concerned about anyone else besides the friend group. Like, it's like, well, what about your families? What about like everything you've built up to that point? Like,
I get
you're missing out on your life.
I get that didn't matter at the end, but like, yeah, I was thinking about that the whole movie too. I was like, yeah,
I was like, what are you gonna tell your mom?
I mean, really, I don't want to get into it without spoiling it.
Have you seen it, Shugi Shu?
I have not, but I remember you texting us and like, guys, this is the greatest movie I've seen this year.
This is going to be my number 1 movie for the year.
But they did say, like, he's like, yeah, I think it'd be better if I watched it with someone, which I did. No. And I like, when I watch it with my friend Alyssa, I always pause it, and I always, like, we're always talking about movies. Like, Guardians of the Galaxy, I probably paused it, like, 30 times last night just to be like, oh, my God, this and that. Like,
no, 100%, if I had, like, 5 group of people and we were all drinking or whatever, that would be the great movie to put on. But
yeah, we ripped it a new one, but I think that's what made it the fun.
Yeah.
All right, Shugi Shu, number 3.
Okay, this is like the most. Sorry, my dog's coming up. This is the most Chad pick, and I don't think it's a great movie, but I had a lot of fun. It's Deadpool and Wolverine.
Okay. Yeah.
And
okay.
I get it. I just like Deadpool just does it for me no matter what. It's just always hits. I think Ryan Reynolds' type of humor it's just for me. It makes me such a Chad, but I love it. It hit. And also Mr. Infinite Repeat has an amazing video on it too. So it made it even better for
I've
me.
seen it, yes.
What do y'all think about it? I know Nate's already, but
it sucked.
No. I really like it. I think it really benefits itself to a first watch in theaters.
Yeah.
And then after that, I feel like, you know, like any comedy movie, you know the jokes. But I recently have actually watched it for the second time. And so forgetting a lot of the humor, I did like it. There's like one guy at the beginning of the movie they feature. He was in, I think, Deadpool 2. And Deadpool was like, oh, and those are my opinions on politics, racial things, ethnic, religion. He's like, those are all my opinions. And right before the guy talks, he's like, no speaking lines for you. And then later, like maybe 2 minutes later, the guy says something, and he's like, are you fucking improving? And that, like, I don't know, that got me. I like these out of the box jokes that like wouldn't fit in any other movie. But other than that, it's like just like humor against like movies in like my childhood of the Marvel universe from Fox's point of view. So like I thoroughly love that when he tells Blade, he's like, I don't like you very much. He's like, you never did. No.
Yeah.
So if you know behind the scenes, it's like the actor did not like Ryan Reynolds while shooting the third movie. So I don't know, like humor like that got me, but the action is incredible. By far one of my favorite. I like when superheroes just finally fight. I feel like that hasn't happened a lot since like the Spider-Man Sam Raimi days when they're just throwing hands, and I really like that.
Yeah, my girlfriend hasn't seen a single Deadpool movie, and I'm like slowly making a slideshow to explain. Because I'm not. There's no way she's gonna watch all the X-Men movies and like
all the
especially
references.
when it's like time jumps and everything. And
Well,
yeah,
it's kind of
You just had to have grown up with it.
that's kind of my problem with the movie is like you kind of how can you really enjoy it unless you know all the behind the scenes stuff that's going on with that? Because there's that joke with Elektra where Daredevil mentions sorry
Ben
yeah
Affleck.
they mentioned Ben Affleck and like that's a funny joke but you can only
Yeah.
understand that if you know that they dated in real life.
but
I'm excited for Deadpool's future. So I hope I'm assuming he's going to be in the next Marvel movies. I'm not sure about Hugh Jackman. I mean, he just seems like he's like I love this shit, but it is a hassle to be in shape.
I
all
feel
the
like
time.
he came back because of Ryan Reynolds though, because
easily
they're friends and
BFFs for life.
yeah. I mean that's the main reason I still kind of like the movie just because the last time we saw them was X-Men Origins, and this was kind of like the full circle, especially because like the other two Deadpool movies constantly reference Wolverine, so I feel like this was the natural thing, even though that probably wasn't the plan to have him come back. But the fact
Yeah, I love
it
him.
happened was
I don't
kinda
remember if it's the
perfect.
first or second one, but they like tape Hugh Jackman's face onto his head, like it's just a crappy cutout, and now it's full circle moment.
Yeah.
I loved it. I mean,
Yeah,
honestly, even like I don't know that much about X-Men. Like Gambit was cool. I thought it was funny. I knew nothing about the guy except like what Channing Tatum really wanted to be him. But I think it delivered. Not a great movie, but I'm kind of a sucker for stupid Marvel movies.
Yeah, like I really liked. I thought Channing Tatum was great as Gambit, but I didn't like the action that much.
Do you think
I wish I liked
Channing
it more.
Tatum could like stand in a solo movie as Gambit? Yeah, I don't think he could. Not at all. I know Ryan Reynolds really wants it
Sorry,
to happen.
no.
I don't know if he can talk like that for an entire movie.
I mean, it's no different than Christian Bale doing the
Yeah.
Batman voice for the entire movie. You know, I mean, it depends on the script. I don't think it's a good idea for X-Men characters to have their own movies because they're a team. Like Wolverine and Deadpool are one thing, but they've always been solo characters. But like I don't want an Iceman movie or a Magneto movie. They're superhero teams. Like let them be on.
You don't want
No,
a
I
Professor X
completely
movie?
agree with you.
I don't know.
It was already given to
Yeah.
us, you know, with First Class.
Because like if they make Gambit, I want to see him interact with Rogue and the other X-Men that he's friends with, not random character I've never heard of before that's made
get
up for
that.
this movie.
Well,
Because that's what they do with the Sony movies. It's like let's give Craven
I have not seen
his
that
own
movie
movie.
yet. That definitely would be my number one
And it's like
if I do see it. But yeah,
Number one of 2020.
what's your number 3, Nate?
Mine is actually Furiosa, a Mad Max saga story. Because I saw that movie like twice, which I think is the only, out of the two movies on my list, that's the only other one I saw twice. And I just really love the action in that movie. Like Miller, he knows how to direct action. For like it's not as good as Mad Max Fury Road. Like that's a 5-star movie. I would say this is like a 4.5. But it's still there. Like the cinematography, the action. I don't know if you guys saw that movie at all.
I did not, and I kind of have a reason why I didn't. But Nick, did you see it?
You hate women, Shugi?
You don't like seeing them in charge?
No, I have not, but I saw Mad Max originally, and I really liked it, how different it was from what I thought it was going to be, because I've never seen any of the other Mad Max movies. And I meant to see this one, and I know it's on HBO Max, so maybe I could get around to it in January.
Or sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah,
but no.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just saying, like, I thought Anya Taylor-Joy, I thought she really encapsulated Furiosa. Like, she felt like a younger version of what Charlize Theron did. And, yeah, I don't know. I thought, oh, yeah, Chris Hemsworth and that. I loved him in this movie. Like, he was so funny. Like, his whole character. Like, I would be down if he doesn't play a good guy again. Like, obviously, we got to see him as Thor again, but, like, if he wants to play villains, because he's the main villain in this movie, I'll be okay with that. Like, he is so over the top in this movie.
Nate, you might have convinced me to see it ASAP.
He's so funny, and like he made the movie for me. He's the reason why I went to go see it again, because his whole character is a goof. He feels like a boss in a video game that you would keep fighting over and over again, and it's just like, I thought I killed you, and he keeps coming back. Like,
that's the second Chris
He's
Hemsworth
fun,
movie
but
in your top 10.
That's all I have to say about that.
The Year of Thor.
I know.
Okay, so
Why didn't
I don't
you see
remember what
it
year
then?
Fury Road came
Tell
out,
us all.
but I don't know. I was either in middle school or high school, and my friend's dad took me and a group of like 7 of us to go see that movie, and we all hated it. It was the most boring movie. Oh my god, they got away and decided to stop, and then we're like shocked that they found them. It's been a long time since I've seen the movie, so I may like it now as I've gotten older. But back then, I was like, this is the most irritatingly long and like repetitive movie I've ever seen. It probably is. Hot take.
That's
but
insane to say.
I was
Hot
like,
take.
I probably.
That is
I
a
don't
hot
even know if
take.
you're talking about the same movie.
No, I know
Are you
it's
sure you're not
Fury
talking about
Road.
Fast
I
and
know for
Furious?
sure it's Fury Road. And I
Yeah,
thought it was so
I know, yeah.
cool because it's like the guys with flaming guitars and stuff. Are like, it looks great. Don't get me wrong, but it was the most just repetitive thing. Oh my gosh.
I remember the visuals the most, being so in awe about. There was like a red thunderstorm, and just the fact that they just had to keep driving.
Maybe I like Furiosa
that
more
whole
because
aspect, just one big chase.
And I mean, I will admit the trailer looked cool. Like it did the same thing. That like, oh, this movie looks great, but I just like, I didn't like the original. Maybe
you need to watch both back to back.
And they messed up Fortnite.
Because it does end kind of going
Yeah.
straight into
Mhm.
Fury Road, so you might benefit from watching both back to back.
But no, maybe I'll give it a try. Okay, Mr. Nick.
All right. My number 3. I probably would have said Deadpool, but you know what? I'll change it up. Inside Out 2.
That almost made my list.
Why didn't it, Nate? You hate it?
No, because
I hate
little
grown
girls?
women.
What?
Nate hates
well,
So-
why is it on your list first? And I'll say
Why is it on my list? It wasn't as captivating as the first one,
exactly.
but I still exactly. It's still like hit a lot of spots that I thought were super cool. Without
Like, everybody, that movie made like
you
$1
know,
billion.
spoiler,
Everyone's
right?
seen that
You
movie.
should go see it at this point.
Yeah.
I really like Anxiety Attack. And Anxiety was such a great character, but for me, I was like, that was super. I don't know, a really cool sequence, I guess. And I like them fighting with Anxiety the whole time. And Anxiety wasn't necessarily a bad character. She wasn't like a villain. To me, it was more like she made like Riley a different person in that it was very interesting to see Riley act this way than it would be to act like with all her spectrum of emotions. But she's still like I like the movie, like I don't know, like if you think about it too hard, it doesn't make any sense. It's like there are points where she's angry, but anger's not there. Like you know what I mean. So like if you think about it too hard, it doesn't make sense. But it was still a great movie, and I like that it took place over like one weekend, and she's just trying to fit in with as a hockey player with her new teammates, and also like be friends with her old teammates. No, I like that. I think Pixar did a great job, and they have their new movie coming out, Elio, which looks fun. So just wanted to throw that out there. They're sponsoring this video.
I wish.
All right.
Yeah, I was about to say, like,
number 3.
Nate.
Wait, Nate, no. I want to hear. Sorry, Nate. I want to hear your thoughts.
I mean, you explaining it, I think, kind of swayed me a little bit, but I guess for me, it's one of those things where, I don't know, do we need a sequel to Inside Out?
We need a cinematic universe.
No.
But I guess for me, I guess for me, like, I don't know, I didn't relate to it as much as I did the first one because I really like Sadness and like that whole story arc. And like I guess for me, I've personally never had an anxiety attack, so I couldn't really. And I've seen there's been a lot of animated movies touching on that subject. Was cool. Like Puss in Boots touched on that as well. And like I think that's cool. I love seeing that, but I guess for me, I just couldn't get a grasp of that. Not that I didn't understand it, but for me, I didn't relate to it as much as the first stories, like whole Sadness and her, like everyone needs to cry, you know what I mean? Like that,
Everyone needs to cry.
you know what I mean? Like I really like that story, and to me, like they might as well only had anxiety because the other emotions didn't really contribute at all.
No.
Like what were the other emotions there? I don't remember.
Envy was one of them. That was the little one, and then I think one was Shyness.
And the one with
Yeah.
the weird name.
And like,
I cannot
Who was, like,
remember the
boredom.
rest. You're right.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, part of me is just like was like it's all for money, but like did they make this just to sell toys of new emotions? Like
No, I agree.
it's
Like they
I don't
added
know.
so many that like
It was-
blurry of like who should really be in control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like 12 now. Like if we get Inside Out 3, there's gonna be like 20
Yeah.
of those dudes in there, and it's gonna be really annoying.
I don't know if they could tell Inside Out 3 without dealing with like
Depression.
mature. Yeah, like you know what I mean, mature older people things.
Well, how old
Like,
is she in this one?
Man, like a freshman in high school, I think.
Yeah, she
She was going to be.
needs to
freshman.
go to college,
She was
or I'm not gonna
15.
relate to her anymore.
yeah, exactly. So
Like, oh no, her friends are going to a different school. It's not like she doesn't have their phone numbers. I can't. Like, I need her to go deal with rent.
I need her to snort something. Like, how does that fuck with all the characters in the head? You know, how does
Anxiety's
that
gonna go
contribute?
crazy then.
That's really
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want to know.
Yeah, I need her to be hungover in the next movie. I'm like, alcoholism. They need to tackle that. But
Alright, Shugi,
I pretty
number
much
3 or your opinion?
agree.
You have
I
to
like the
say.
first one more. I don't think it's bad. I think really the only thing that really I remember is like the PS2 graphics like guy that they had. You know who I'm talking about? He was like locked away in the vault. That
yeah.
and
In the vault?
the like
oh,
the little bad
yeah,
guy.
okay.
Like with the
this-
zip mouth. You don't remember what I'm talking about?
What?
It's
are
like
you
the
talking
pouchy.
about?
It's like in
No.
the. I know what you're talking about. I can't remember.
A
the-
fanny pack.
Like, I remember what you're referring to though.
You don't remember at all, Nick?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't remember anything except the
No.
ending. But my number 3. Oh god. Okay, I swear to y'all, the top 2 I actually believe are good movies. But my number 3 is Beetlejuice. I stand by it. This movie is not good, but it just really was fun to me. And I don't know. I feel like Tim Burton hasn't made a good movie in a while, and I think this is passable. He's been a fraud for about
So you're
15
saying
years.
he's a fraud.
Did y'all see it? Nick, did
No.
you see it?
I was not
Oh, man.
interested.
I was there opening night.
No,
It was.
no. I did not have nostalgia for Beatles. When I
Yeah.
saw it, like probably last year for the first time, I was like, "This is what everyone was like." Oh, Beetlejuice is
I think
so
people
good. I was like, "Oh,
glorify just because
Okay.
he's like cool
Fun.
looking, like the aesthetic is more appealing than the actual movie. But I love Beetlejuice as a character. I know he's like in like both movies for a total like 15 minutes, which kind of like they like spread
He's
it out
in the second
pretty well,
one
I
for
think.
that long too.
He's the best part of both movies. But
Well, I heard that was Michael Keaton's like idea, because even though he's the title character, he doesn't want to be
Yeah.
like the main character. If that
like
makes
they
sense.
use him really
I
well.
had no idea. I thought he was gonna be
But
featured abundantly.
I say like if you didn't really care for the first
Dang.
one, you probably won't care for the second one. Simple.
Okay then. So, yep.
Okay.
I'll watch it one day.
Mr. Nate, number 2.
Okay.
I did not watch
You
it.
didn't have much to say about that one. My number 2, I wonder if you guys will have this one, but I saw The Wild Ones. The animated
Is it the
movie.
Wild Robot?
Is that what it's called? I'm pretty sure I said that right.
Yeah, the Wild Robot.
Yeah. Is that what it's called? White Robot? Yeah. That movie.
That's been on my list. Okay, so if we were gonna do end of the video type of movie we were looking forward to, we never got to see, like our, I don't know, missed movie. That would have been it for me. The Wild
Robot. I liked it so much.
The Wild Robot.
I liked it so much. I got the name wrong. But like, no, that movie was really incredible. Like, verge of tears type movie.
Don't.
It was really, really good. The animation was sick. I love the themes it was telling about, nature versus, machines and technology and just like love and what love truly is and who can love and what not and all that.
Did you cry?
I did not. I don't cry. Okay.
You've never? No, really?
No,
They're
the only time I cry is like I cried during like Toy Story because those are my favorite movies. But I was on the verge of tears though. The ending almost got me. I'm just
It
Fast
would
and
shock
Furious.
you how often I cry over a movie.
Really?
It would shock you. Yeah, I get like I really get like on board with these like movies. I'm on the train, wherever the story takes me. I cry.
Usually I only cry if it's like something like relatable that happened to me in real life. Like that's why I like Inside Out. 'Cause I'm like, oh god, I gotta cry too.
yeah.
Or like just something like that, like Toy Story. Like, oh, my toys, I threw away my toys too.
I originally
I think it
had
away.
the Wild Robot at number 2,
But
and it has slowly
That's
just
so
gone
funny.
down my list. Arguably,
Wow.
it's probably
Yeah,
the
it
best
hasn't been in
like
your top
made
5,
movie,
man.
but
What the heck?
I don't know, like it did almost make me cry, but it's just something about it. I don't know. It felt like the movie ended like halfway through it, and then it just kind of kept going. Which maybe that was just me, but
I get what you're saying by that, but I feel like the theme of, not to spoil it, but like they were trying to, there's a theme of family that they didn't wrap up, which is why I
Yeah.
feel like they kept going with it. And because there was definitely one ending, I think I get what you're saying, they could have ended it right there, but I think they wanted to
I do think
put
it
that
made it
extra layer of
better
family and-
because I thought the movie
on
was
there.
about to end. I was like, this isn't very good, and then it kind of kept going and it got better. But one of the is DreamWorks,
Who's the studio?
which is funny
I'm
because
sorry.
a guy
DreamWorks.
Okay.
he's in my movie org at my school. He was an animator intern for this movie. So like he told us the title of the movie like a year before this thing was even like really announced. And he gave us like a whole presentation of how they made it. It was super cool to see. Honestly, that was more interesting to me than the movie. But a great movie. I could see it winning Best Picture for animated film.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if it's not nominated, if it does at least win. But yeah, that's my number 2.
All right, is it me next?
Yep.
I'm gonna put a weird one on here, just because I haven't felt this weird about a movie in a long time. The Substance. I wouldn't say it was like, oh, top 5 movie for me. I love it. I'll rewatch it. No, I just like had a very unique experience of just being like, I want to throw up, but I'm so interested in how this keeps going. You know. If you guys don't know anything about it, it is a body horror movie. Talking just about aging. That's it. Just because I have like a lot of internal thoughts about aging and all that jizzy jazz, and so I was like, oh, this one hit a spot for me.
Yeah, trying to be immortal.
Made me want to puke. Yeah, I don't know. See, that's like, oh man, it's the conflict. It's like, would you?
I wanted to see that movie, but like movies like that where I live stay in my local theater for like a week, and if I don't see it, then it's
really.
gone. And then I have to drive like 30 miles to the good theater, and I don't feel like doing that.
Sure, yeah, no. That's,
I really want to see it.
For one movie, yeah.
But like I know because you
But
said
I
it's
think all
body
the-
horror, and so I want to be able to pause it when I need to take a break, so I didn't see it in theaters.
Yeah. That's. I wish I had that.
But yeah, I've heard
man.
like rave stuff about it. And isn't that the Ant-Man's daughter in it, or am I thinking of someone else?
I wouldn't know. Oh, Ant-Man's
That's not
daughter?
her?
Catherine
No.
Newt.
No. Not her.
Yeah.
No. Something with an M.
I've heard good things about that. Like people in my class have talked about it, and like it's movies. Even though I haven't seen it, I wish like even though it doesn't matter, but I wish the Oscars would like recognize like horror movies more.
Yes.
They get overlooked like all the time.
Was it prosthetic horror, or was it kind of like CGI or a little bit of both? That's cool.
Probably
someone said
more
it's like the
prosthetic.
thing.
Like the thing.
Like, kind of they had to describe it a little bit. I don't know if that is anything like it, but
I don't know anything about the thing other than the newest one was a origin story of the original or something like that, and I thought that was pretty cool.
I watched
Yeah,
it
I've never
this
seen
year.
the thing.
It is amazing.
Yeah, that's it.
So there's one from like
Which one, though?
they're
The
all based
remake
off
or
of
the
book, and there's one from the 50s,
original?
I think, and then there's one with Kurt Russell, like the most popular one. That's kind of like a cult film. That's the one I watched. It is like hands down, like
I like
almost
Kurt
a
Russell.
5 out of 5 movie. That movie was incredible. But yeah, anything else to say about The Substance? Okay, so this
No, I want to know your number 2.
these are actually good movies, I promise.
It's better be good.
Did y'all I don't even know if y'all heard of it. It's called Lisa Frankenstein.
I was almost
I
close to
highly
watching
recommend.
that.
It is
Real close to
such
watching
a
that.
bizarre movie, and Robin Williams' daughter directed.
Lisa
Yeah, that's actually.
That has Ant-Man's
has
daughter.
Can't remember Zach and Cody. I can't remember which one it was. But visually, it has like these dream sequences that are so trippy. They're almost like music videos, and the plot is real weird. It kind of does feel like a Tim Burton movie, but it's a lot edgier. Like there's this plot line with dealing with this guy's like genitals, and there's one scene with like a shadow. It's crazy, and the music's great, performances are great. It is by far the weirdest movie I watched this year, but it landed.
Yeah, it has a
Cole
Sprouse
Sprouse, that's the
in
one.
it, one of Zach and Cody.
Mm-hmm. If any of you are
Sponsor.
interested, it's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I was going to watch it like a couple of days ago. 'Cause honestly, can I say I'm in love with Catherine Newton. I think she's a great actress,
Oh yeah.
and yeah, she's good on the eyes too. You know what I mean? She's from Florida, so I'm like, one day maybe I'll see her.
I think the first movie I saw her in was Pokemon.
Yeah.
Oh, they haven't made another live-action Pokemon
I think-
movie. What the heck?
I think they're making
The
a
heck and
stop
dog,
motion
man.
one.
Where are the
With
Pokemon
Armin.
movies?
Who did it?
There is a
What?
stop motion
Yeah,
Pokemon like
it's
show
like Doctor
on
one or
Netflix.
something. But no, I highly
think.
recommend Lisa Frankenstein. Nate, you were wrong to not watch it. You were so close, and then you fell.
That was another movie where like it wasn't in theaters long enough.
Yeah,
like for
I don't
me, at
even
least
know
where I
if
was at.
Really
Had to
made
go see
money.
something else.
I don't know if it was like considered a bomb or not. I mean, it came out like early like February, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, February 9th. Yeah, I had stuff going on around that time.
I was
so-
busy specifically February 9th till the 20th. But okay, Nate, what's your number one?
Number one.
Drum roll.
For me,
Wait.
number one of 2024 for me was Dune Part 2.
I knew it. I immediately
Wow.
knew it was going to be Dune Part 2.
That was my most anticipated movie last year. I love Dune Part 1. I love that universe. I've been listening to the audiobook for the book. I haven't really gotten to the show because there's a show on HBO Max. I did watch the first episode, and it's all right. But no, I love Timothy Chalamet. I've seen like almost all of his movies. I think he's a great actor.
You seen Wonka?
Yes, I did. I really like that movie too.
I like that. It was a cute movie that like I could be like, Mom, let's watch
Yeah.
a movie together. You know?
Yeah, and yeah, he likes Beyblade too. I can't even hate on him.
Oh my God, that was so crazy, so random.
He was just holding it. Like, why do you have a Beyblade on you? You don't even have the launcher.
I saw all the comments being like, it's not the best Beyblade, but it must be his favorite. I was like, what the heck? You guys are overanalyzing. This is crazy.
He didn't even have the good setup. I don't know shit about Beyblade. I just watched the cartoon. I didn't actually play it.
You didn't play it?
I mean,
No.
I had one.
Wow.
I had like two, but I never played with anybody.
R.I.P.
But did you guys watch the best
Bring
movie of the year?
Beyblade
Dune?
back. Never seen either of them.
Man,
I heard they're ass.
What?
I heard they were like
why do you
contender
even pay for
worst movie.
HBO Max?
Yeah, that
Impossible.
might be my number one.
They're taking home all the Oscars, bro.
I watched the first one and thought it was okay. And
Okay.
when the movie came out in the spring, and in my college class, guys, I'm paying thousands of dollars to go to this school. And my professor, for I swear 2 class times that we met, only like talked about Dune. Like we were just rewatching the trailer, and he's like, "What did you think about it? What did you think about it?" And it had nothing to do with the class. It was like learning about like communication, like technology stuff. I love the class,
Yeah.
but I could not.
He didn't convince you?
I was there. I think honestly, the popcorn bucket is the most interesting thing about that entire franchise. I don't know.
The popcorn bucket like sensation that's going on right now is very strange. Like Deadpool and Wolverine had one. Alien Romulus had one.
I'm
Those
living
had one.
for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very funny. They should do one for Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise's head.
No, maybe one day. I will say I'm not a Star Wars guy, and I think Dune is pretty close to Star Wars, but I would pick Dune over Star Wars.
I mean, Dune inspired Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh man, if we ever had a Star Wars podcast, oh man.
I don't want that. negativity in my life. To be honest.
Thank you. I just, oh man, I could just
I
rip
had
it for
like
days.
3-hour-long conversations with my sister on the phone about the last movie, and I'm like, this is the last time I'm talking about Star Wars.
Oh man, every time I hear something new about one of the shows, one of the, I don't know, directors, the whole, I don't know, what they're trying to push onto these movies and all of that, I could just talk about it.
I've literally muted every possible word I can think of on Twitter, so I can never see it pop up on my feed, because I'm like, I'm done with Star Wars.
It should be studied. The fall of like one of the biggest
I
beloved
mean,
franchises.
you can type that in on YouTube and you'll find a million people who have already said it.
All right, Shugi, you're
I'll
number
do
one or my
mine
number one?
because it was already one said. But my number one is Transformers
Okay.
1.
Oh, Dune?
No. No.
Transformers 1,
It
wow.
really did it for me. I will say, like, I haven't found that movie like, oh, like, this is the one for me. But this is definitely the closest. It's like a 4 out of 5. I don't think it's perfect, but I was like, when he, oh, this kind of spoilers. But when someone falls, when someone falls, it is like, my jaw was dropping. I was like, I can't believe this is a kids movie. I was like, they're doing it for me.
Very cool sequence.
yeah.
So how do you feel about Transformers as a whole? Like, did you grow up with it?
Legitimately terrified me as a child.
Terrified.
The scene from the second Shia LaBeouf movie when he's in college and he's like cheating in his dorm room and one girl's making out and she like a robotic tail comes out and she turns into the Decepticon literally scarred me for so long. I went to Universal and they have like the giant like Transformers you can talk to. I made sure I did not walk past that at all. I got some real issues with Transformers. So when it was animated, I was like, okay, I can give this a try. But no,
So you never watched
Now I want to see the
you never
scene.
watched the cartoon?
I watched one from like the late 2000s, and it had like a little girl as the main lead or something. I have nothing else about it. I met Frank Welker, who does
Megatron.
but I talked to him about like Scooby-Doo and like Fang Face, like things. Like I was probably the only person in that line. I don't even know if y'all know what Fang Face is, but it's like this 60s cartoon. And I was probably the only person that entire day that talked to him about it. I could care less about Transformers outside of that. But great movie. Watch it. But okay, Nick,
That's funny.
number one.
Can I be honest with you guys? These movies have not been in order. I don't know. I do not have a top 5.
My list is upside down.
My list is just all out of whack. But another good movie. So I guess my number one. First movie I've seen in the entire, I wouldn't say saga, but like the collectiveness of all these movies, wherever it fits in. Alien Romulus.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I liked it. And I really liked the main actress and the main actor. I can't remember either of their names. But have you guys seen the movie?
I've never seen a single Alien product.
Yes. I'll just tell you right now, the brother and sister combo and how the dynamic changes from the beginning to the middle and then to the end. Loved it. And I kept thinking like that. I kept thinking how crazy it was that the movie kept going. Because if you know the sequence of events, it's like, oh my god, this is still going? What?
I'm glad you saw that, because I was wondering. I've seen every Alien movie, and I was curious because this movie is very much like, you can kind of watch this without watching the other ones, but I was wondering how someone would feel about this movie without watching the other ones. Because a lot of people on the internet thought this movie was very unnecessary, and it's very nostalgia bait movie. Like, there's a lot of, I mean, you probably didn't get some of the, I don't know if you know how much you know about Aliens, but like, there's a lot of references in this movie that I also didn't really like.
Was the robot one of them?
Yep.
Okay.
I thought, well, it's not even a spoiler, but they bring back an actor who in real life is dead, and I don't like when they do that in Star Wars, and I don't like when they do that in this.
Yeah.
Because he didn't sign on for that.
I guess.
Even though, and like,
Um,
maybe it, I don't know. Maybe it's when I was so taken out of it, but it didn't look good to me when the CGI. Maybe it got better over the course of the movie, but when they first revealed him, I like that looks weird. But maybe that's just the uncanny valley of it.
Dang, that's sad. I didn't know that, but I knew that. I was like, that guy's probably from the first movie because I know this fits in between like 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But I did like the main 2 actors. I mean, the rest were like, okay, whatever. But oh, don't even get me started. I feel like the main girl should have been Ellie in The Last of Us.
Hmm.
Yeah, everything I've seen on the internet. Yeah, she looks it. I feel like she acts it.
I can
But
I can see that.
the brother has killed it. I really loved his character, and I like that his character kind of changes in the movie. And I was like, oh wow, what an interesting.
Yeah, it's on Hulu and Disney Plus if you want to watch it.
So
But yeah, it's
He's talking to you, shoot.
maybe one
He's
day.
talking to you.
I love The Thing, and so I'm kind of into like the weird stuck in a place with a creature kind of movies right now. So I might do it.
there is a really good sequence with gravity that happens.
Oh, that actually
and
does sound
That's all I'll
cool.
say. That's all I'll say about that. It's pretty cool sequence.
So this movie will be your number one for the next 2 hours until you see.
Yes, for those who may not know, right after this podcast, I'm seeing Sonic 3, baby, and I love Sonic. I love Sonic. Sonic's cool.
So,
Sonic is my child.
Yeah, that's our top 5. So I guess before we end it, is there any movies that, besides Superman, obviously, that we're looking forward to next year?
Man, you really ripped Superman right out of my. Yeah, I was right out.
I'm pretty sure. Is it Fantastic Four coming out next
It
year?
is.
Isn't that coming out the same month?
Yes.
as
Yeah, I
Superman?
think it is
Yes.
actually.
I am looking forward to that just because I really love the Fantastic Four.
Tron Ares is coming out 28 years later. Looked really
that's
good.
right. Yeah, that's crazy that's coming out.
I'm excited for the Daffy Duck and Porky Pig Looney Tunes movie that is coming out in theaters.
I'm honestly surprised they're making a Looney Tunes movie, considering that they didn't release that other
So
one.
like, they were gonna scrap it, but I guess they sold the rights to a different company because like Warner Brothers has like their name nowhere on it. So it's.
Interesting.
I think that's the only way this thing is going to theaters. But I'm hoping it doesn't flop because of that. I'm hoping this starts a new trend.
It will.
It probably will.
Like, I like Looney Tunes, but like I feel like that's such a old school thing. Like, kids today don't care about Looney Tunes.
It's not like a SpongeBob.
Yeah. Or Disney, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It might do good, but I just feel like kids don't care about Looney Tunes.
You know what kids care about? That I hope is a success because it just looks like fun if you played
Fortnite.
it.
Oh yeah.
Minecraft. I was like, Minecraft looks okay to me. A lot of people talk shit about Jack Black, but I mean, at least he's not phoning in these movies. At least he's trying to get it at all. and
he's
be
a
fun.
YouTuber technically.
That is true. We should have him on the podcast.
He is.
Yeah. What's his top 5 movies?
So I think that looks good. I think it looks fun if you play the games. Have you guys either played Minecraft?
I love Minecraft. I'm obsessed
Really?
with it. Like I do that thing where like all I do is 2 weeks.
If I'm gonna lie, I thought you were gonna say no. I thought you were gonna be like, nah, I've never
No, I
tried
played
it.
for, like, almost a decade now, probably. I
So
am.
are you excited?
Yes, like I wish it was just a straight animated movie, and I don't actually think the movie visually looks horrible, but I'm excited for it. I think it just looks stupid, and I can turn my brain off. But have you ever played it, Nate?
Hello?
What's up?
Have you played Minecraft?
Oh, I lost you guys for a second.
You're okay.
No, I've never played Minecraft, but I used to be like, back when I used to watch people play video games on YouTube, I followed like a bunch of dudes playing Minecraft all the time.
Give it a chance. $30. It's just cool that they kept the same mechanics. It feels like they are in the Minecraft world. You know, you put things on a crafting table, you craft it. They didn't go like super hyper realistic with it, because other than that, it'd be like it's just a survival. It just seems like all the game mechanics are there. You know, you play the game, you get to watch it now.
Do you have two other movies
Why is it not animated?
that I am pretty excited for? And one of them is Thanksgiving 2. I don't know if either of you saw the original.
What the hell is that?
It's like
I saw that this
stupid
year.
movie.
No.
Yeah, it's so dumb. Me and
No,
my
I did not
friends
like it.
laughed our asses off watching that movie. And so I'm hoping it's just as dumb.
What's her name? Your big what's her name fan? Addison Rae?
Was she in that movie? I don't remember anybody
was.
except for the guy that's also in Scream. And he has the horrible accent.
Because I saw it for I don't know. I saw it for Thanksgiving.
It's horrible. But the other one is actually Scream 7, which I'm pretty sure is coming out next year. And I'm hoping it's not a train wreck.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Scream 7. Hopefully it's the last one.
You want the last one?
Yeah, I mean, I would have been okay if Scream 5 was the last one, but
I
here
don't
we are.
exactly know what more
Money.
they could do, but I'm a sucker for it. I really like these movies. But y'all got any other ones before we call it out?
No, I think we listed all of them. We talked about the big Superman trailer, which was super exciting.
Yeah, no, I think that's it for me as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
You two want to plug anything?
No worries, guys. I got this
No.
because this is the Bayou 22 podcast. Once again, I am your host, Infinite Repeat. You can find me on the YouTube channel, Infinite Repeat. And of course, we have the Cosmic Cowboy and his YouTube channel, Cosmic Cowboy. And
Doesn't get different than
and
that.
Shugi Shu. And on his YouTube channel, the Shugi Shu. And we all make incredible YouTube videos about movies, video games, the stuff we love. That's in the conversation, stuff we love. You can find this on YouTube and every place that you can find YouTube on, like your phone, your TV, your desktop.
Flip phone.
You will find us there.
Okay. It is your dad's favorite podcast, of course. Sorry to keep him waiting, but this will help him throughout the holidays, hopefully.
Yep, and we'll be back next year, hopefully. When? Well, you'll just have to subscribe to all of our channels to find out.
When you need us most, okay?
All right, and bye.